Hi everyone, Bev Adamo here with Wild and Wise Women, Wild and Wise Sisterhood. And I'm so excited to join you today on this spring day where I'm it's a little overcast. I think we're expecting some more spring showers today, but in any case, spring cleaning is something that I love to do. It is able to allow me to be really excited about what's new, what's the new life that's coming in. So when I'm talking about these 4 steps that I'm going to share with you today, 4 steps for spring cleaning for the soul. I actually would invite you to take a look at doing these things, and it doesn't have to take a long time, but doing this on a daily basis, because that's what I do, is I do these on a daily basis because it helps to keep me in that energy and high vibrational frequency that is so much more effective and joyful and everything else than some of the other places that I can get. So as we're talking about these steps, think about how you might do them on a daily basis, maybe when you get up, part of your morning practice. So let's just get started right away because I'm excited about these, and as I said, I use them all the time. So the first step in spring cleaning for the soul is sweep. And I have to say that there was a time in my life when sweeping meant that I would sweep things underneath, like just sweep the dirt, right? Let me just put it underneath something, and then I wouldn't have to look at it. Nobody would have to look at it. Well, then my grandmother and my mother both taught me that, that's not really the way to sweep. The way to sweep is to use that broom and get into those dark crannies and corners and everything else and bring all that dirt out into the middle of the floor, out into the light. So when you're talking about identifying where in the dark corners of your life is something that you want to bring out. If you're looking at maybe it's debt, maybe it's you're carrying around a little extra physical weight, maybe you have relationships in your life that just don't serve you anymore, they're not mutually beneficial. Whatever it is that you're looking at and that you can identify that no longer serve you, sweep those things out into the light where you can look at them and you can see what you're really dealing with. Because a lot of times confusion and overwhelm is caused by the fact that we feel like there's so many things that are weighing down on us, and really it could be only 1 or 2 things that really have us in by the throat. And when we bring those things out to where we can see them and we name them, we identify them, then we take the power back from all of that and we start to clear away that confusion, which brings the second step, which is to wash. So when I talk about washing, that means, again, naming what's going on and identifying some kind of plan to get them out of there. Do you add a little bit of soap? Do you add a little bit of, essential oil? What are you going to do to get this area of your life clean? And if you need some help, this is the place to do that. You can also get some help in terms of identifying in the first step of sweeping. I know I work with the mastermind on a monthly basis, and it's incredible because they can help me see what I can't see. And as we do that, as I do that, then when it comes to washing, it's like, okay, well, I see that this is what it is. What do I do about it? For example, actually yesterday, I was with my mastermind mavens, and I love being successful. I don't actually need to label it. When I do, though, it's great. I mean, I love celebrating success and having results that are really extraordinary and magical. So when I was looking at that, I said, I really love being successful and I love having great results. It doesn't feel like the way I'm getting to those results will serve me anymore. And so we spent a little time talking about what did it look like? How do I get to success in my life? And I realized one of my great mentors pointed out to me, we named it. We named that, the success method that doesn't work for me anymore is the drama mama success method. I mean, I've been kind of an adrenaline junkie, leaving things to the last minute, things like that. And while adrenaline is definitely one of the things in our body that helps us to do the things that we need to do when they need to get done, it's not meant to be called up every single time something happens. So in identifying this drama mama success method, and then I could start with my friends, with my coaches, with my mentors, with my mastermind. How do I get that out of my life? What's the plan for moving me into something, a success method that does work for me? And that brings us to our third step, which is sanitize. So when I talk about sanitize, I'm talking about really becoming aware, conscious about the habits that got you into that place in the first, and got you there in the first place. Okay, so for example, I know for me, for a while in my life, I created a lot of debt and then I got rid of it all. And then I created a lot of debt and then I got rid of it all. It was a roller coaster that if I look back on it, I can really see the habits that got me there. And so in sanitizing those habits, in replacing them with different habits, so that even though I've swept the issue out into the middle, I've looked at what I can do to resolve the issue, I really need to take a look at what got me there in the first place, because I don't ever want to go back. I want to be at this higher frequency. I want to be at this higher vibration and maintaining abundance in a way that doesn't take me on a roller coaster ride, maintaining my health and weight that doesn't take me on a roller coaster ride. So I'm looking for what needs to be sanitized, completely, gotten rid of in my life. The fourth step in this process is what I call planting. And once we've sanitized that, and so we have new fertile ground that we can work with, that's the place. That's the place where being really conscious also comes into play, because you're invited in this planting to look at what your dreams are, look at what your desires are. And it's interesting because when I work with women, a lot of times, yes, we can see what's going on. Yes, we can take that apart and see how to resolve it. Yes, we can sanitize the habits and the beliefs and the ideas that got us into that place that didn't feel good in the first place. But then when we get to this part about planting, then I'm like, what? Oh, what do you mean? My dream, my desires, what do I want in my life? Well, I don't know. I want to be happy. Okay, yes, we all do. And yet there's more. So when you're looking to plant in this fertile ground that you now have, it's not about finding this whole big oak tree and trying to move it over to, your spot. It's not about that. It's about allowing yourself to dream and vision in a way so that you see the most magnificent oak tree possible, the most magnificent life possible. And then find the seeds. What are the seeds that you can plant today so that tomorrow when you wake up, you're so much closer to your dreams, to desires? So that means digging deeply into ourselves, into our soul, into our hearts, and understanding, what do we want? What are we here for? What's our purpose? How can we have an extraordinary experience living our purpose? We weren't meant to come here and not enjoy ourselves. Granted, we have lessons, we have paths that we have traveled that have put us in a place where we have grown and we've become courageous and we've become victorious and all those things. And yet at the same time, that's not what we were meant to do all of our life. Most of our life, we're meant to be in a place of joy and to use the things, the circumstances that come up in our life in a way that also bring us joy. So when I'm talking about planting, really be willing to look into your heart and your purpose. What are you here for? And be excited about that. Because here's what I know about Wild and Wise Women. We have a huge calling. We have extraordinary purpose. We have reasons to be here that sometimes scare the bejeebers out of us. I know mine did for the longest time. Well, it still does a little bit. So let me be completely upfront with that and authentic. Yeah, it still gets me every once in a while when I think about what I'm doing and who all I'm interacting with, and the lives of people that that I support and hold the space to change. That's so amazing for me to be able to do that. And that's because I allowed myself to dream, that I allowed myself to be super scared about the possibility of what I could actually do, what I was capable of, what the universe had put me here to do. So let's go back over those 4 steps again really quickly. Number 1, for spring cleaning of your soul and your life, sweep. And sweep the things that aren't working for you out into the middle of your life so you can see what they are, so you can shine a light on them, so you can name them, and you can stop being afraid of what they are. Oh, I want to give you one more example, which I think is it's really great. I love this. One of my friends, God, I love her so much. She had this corner of her house where literally her mail was stacked. I mean, from the floor, like to the ceiling, mail stacked. And a dark corner, nobody really ever noticed it because it was kind of behind a bookshelf and all the stuff. So she knew it was there though, but the rest of the world, not so much. And at one point she decided, you know what? I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm going to look at that, and what I'm sweeping out there is I'm sweeping all that mail into the middle of the room. And then that second step, wash, what do I do with it? Well, she got some help. She contacted someone who's an extraordinary organizer is not the word. It's not expansive enough, but a woman who really knows how to help us get in touch with what we've got and whether we need it or not and what it means and all the feelings around it and everything else. Because that big stack of mail that was in the corner that nobody else could see, whew, man, that meant a lot more than just a big stack of mail. So she got some help when she was washing that out. And then the third step, sanitizing, she started looking at what got her into the place where she was afraid to open her mail, where she was afraid to see, what was going on, a bill collector, a notice about her utility, whatever. Instead of, just going, okay, it's all cleaned up, ready to go, she really was willing, and again with help, to look at and support and love and compassion. Oh my God, have compassion for yourself in all of this process, because you didn't do anything wrong. You've never done anything wrong. It's simply, we have our coping mechanisms, and at a certain point they stop working for us. So when we're sanitizing, let's look at what those coping mechanisms are, those habits, so you can change them, upgrade them, get new ones. And that fourth step of planting, be willing to look into yourself, into your heart, into your desires, into your purpose, why you're here, and what you want to do. Wow. So again, I do this every single day. I look at what's not serving me anymore. I look at whether or not I need some help dealing with it. And then I deal with it. And I see what's the underlying factors. I look at my beliefs. I'm upgrading my beliefs and the way I talk to myself every single day, because it feels so good. Because then I get to that part where I can really be free to look at my dreams, to what they are. I don't have anything holding me back. I still may be cleaning some stuff up, but that doesn't matter. We're on that path. We've got everything moving in a direction that's going to make space for our dreams and our desires to come true. Now, I promised you a couple of bonuses. I don't know. Yeah, I did. So let me talk about those. Okay, one of the things in this whole process, this spring cleaning for the soul, or spring cleaning anytime, is time. So many people say, I don't have time to do that. I don't have time for this. Okay. I love talking about this because it's not about time. It's about choices. And when we begin making the choices that truly serve us, to bring the stuff that doesn't serve anymore, to identify it, to name it, to resolve it, to sanitize it, and to plant our dreams, the seeds of our dreams. Wow. Time literally expands so that you will find you have more than enough time to do everything you choose to do. Be conscious about your choices, and time will expand. It's extraordinary. That's the first bonus. Second bonus is also connected, because that second bonus is magic. Because when you're on board to be who you are, to bring yourself out, to allow yourself to live on purpose, wow, that magic is right there every single moment. And when we allow ourselves to be really, truly conscious about who we are, cleaning up what needs to be, and planting and growing that which is so extraordinary about us, when we do that, that magic shows up. Resources, signs along the way, everything we need to be who we are is right at our fingertips as soon as we say yes to being who we are. So if this resonates with you and you want any more information, contact me. Let me know. I have some great programs that are coming out. One is another of the book collaboratives that we're going to be doing that's really been an amazing process for women to find their voice and come out and be authentically who they are. And I have another program called Avatar, From Avatar to Authentic, that's also about forgetting who you think you are and remembering who you truly are and living life from that place of authenticity. This is what I know about you. If you're watching this right now, you are a wild and wise woman. You're a wild and wise person. And you are loved. So join me again soon. Thank you for listening, and thanks for being who you are.